Okay, great. Yeah, so Kavita ji, aap keh rahe the, yeah, so awake, arise, and stop not till the goal is reached. And like a lot of things on this path, even this sentence is a bit of a paradox, in the sense that yes, awake, fair enough. We are mostly conditioned to forget who we are. The whole of life's experiences is centered around focusing on and living as this separate entity in search for happiness, in search for truth, in search for joyousness. And we spend most of our time, our energies, uh, and our efforts in discovering in discovering in being, in finding who we are. And in the meantime, we live as if we don't know who we are. We pretend not to know, or we pretend so hard and so well that it actually feels like we don't know who we are. We live like actors on a set who have forgotten that they are in a movie, who have forgotten that they are in a play. So in that sense, the call to wake up is a very appropriate one, because it's really a matter of waking up. It's not a matter of doing anything. It's not a matter of learning anything. Um, it's like when we are after being asleep, if we were to ask somebody while we are in our sleep, or maybe in our dreams or somewhere, I want to learn how to wake up. I want to learn how to not be asleep. Teach me how to not be asleep. Teach me, how can I come out of this dream state? Uh, what techniques do I need? What meditation do I need to do? What yoga, what kriya, what pranayam? मुझे क्या साधना करनी है? What is all the penance, and what all do I need to do uh, to learn how to come out of this dream that I am living in? And and we can and we the funny thing is, we will find a lot of people who will give us a lot of ways of how to do all this, um, how to meditate, how to, and nothing wrong with those, how to chant, how to do bhajans, how to do prayer. And certainly these are much, 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 much better activities than a lot of other things that we could be doing in our life, which is completely wasteful and in the opposite direction of where we really want to go. So while we can do that, the truth is, to come out of this dream, all that is needed is to wake up. Just like, if you're in a dream, having a nightmare, and you want to know how to end that nightmare, I mean, you can do a lot of things. Let's say in a nightmare, there's the famous story of Janak Raja, right? I think I've told you guys sometime about this dream that he has, in which he is defeated by a neighboring king. And of course, he doesn't know it's a dream. He actually wakes up in the middle of the night, is awakened by his soldiers and told that we are being attacked, and you better wake up, come out, and lead your army to defend this city. And he does what he can, and yet he's defeated, and he's wandering around from place to place with, his clothes are tattered, his kingdom is gone, his palace is gone, and he's waiting in line for food at some place, at an ashram. And he's the last person to reach the server, and it's the last bit of food that is hardly any left. But in fact, there is nothing left, but he requests the server to just scrape the barrel and give him whatever comes out, whatever few grains. And he takes that in his bowl, and as luck would have it, a crow just flies down, swoops down, and knocks this bowl out of his hand, and the food falls into the dust, into the ground, and he's in a state of desperation. And um, and uh, just as he's actually in tears and sobbing, and suddenly wakes up in his own bed sobbing, and realizes that this whole thing was just a nightmare. And um, and and from that day on, he questions everything. He starts to question his in his real life now. His courtesans and his courtiers want him to come to the court and hold court, and he just keeps saying, um, which one is real? Is this the dream, or was that the dream? Is this the dream, or was that the dream? And he has no other question, no nothing. He says nothing, hears nothing, this except this one sentence. And uh, and eventually, Ashtavakra, who is a great guru during that era, is called and said, please please get our king out of this loop that he's put himself in, of asking this question, which is real? Is this real, or was that real? And Ashtavakra comes and hears him out, and he says, I don't know if some of you remember the answer, but the answer was, he said, neither this is real nor that is real. Only you are real. You, the experiencer of the dream. You, the experiencer of this so-called reality, is all that is real. That's the only thing that's real. And that even this, what you call reality and is so solid and feels so quote unquote real, is just as much a dream as the other dream in your sleep, which you now know when you wake up that it was a dream. So when you realize that all that is real is you are the experiencer of all that is happening, is the only thing you can count on, is the only thing you can say for sure is there, is present, is because everything can be questioned. Anything in your life, if you look at your past, I mean, memories are so fickle, they fade, they change, the same vivid memory after a few years takes on a different color based on your future and current experiences. So it's all very, very, there's nothing solid about it. So, and anything, I mean, anything is debatable. If you say this is anything about this real, so-called real world that you say, can be challenged at some level. Will it hold up in a court of law? Will it hold up to scientific scrutiny, whatever you say? And even that which holds up to scientific scrutiny is only a temporary truth, right? I mean, people were sure the earth was flat. I mean, they had all the evidence and scientific evidence that the earth is flat, but it doesn't stand the test of time. So even that is only a temporary truth. So all that remains as something you can really, really count on 100% and say, what was that last phrase of that Hanuman shloka? Iti, iti nischit mati me. This I know for sure. This much I know for sure. What is it that you can say, I know this for sure? I mean, I can call this color blue and somebody might say it's kind of gray, it's blue, it's light blue, it's sky blue, it's some other shade. So the only thing I can say for 100% sure is I am there, I exist, I am. is all you can say, I'm there. And this is something that all 7 or 8 billion of us, if we are asked in very simple terms, are you there? Forget about who am I, forget about what am I, forget about are you aware. Simple question of are you there? The only answer that comes is yes, is a resounding yes for everybody. There's nobody who can say, no, I'm not there. Because even to say I'm not there, you have to be there to say it. So this is the only reality that is true. This is all that is true. So as what Ashtavakra told King Janak, that everyone else is trying to tell him, no, no, that was a dream, this is real. Ashtavakra was the only one who said, even that is not real, this is also not real, only you are real. And for you to be real, or to know that you are real, know this. Do you have to chant mantras? Do you have to pray? Do you have to meditate? Do you have to do yogasana? Do you have to do any of that? And mind you, it's wonderful to do all of those. I'm perfectly not just fine with it. I practice those myself. But do you have to do them in order to know that you are there? Is there any difficulty, anything in between you and knowing that you exist, unless you are ignorant of it, unless you are ignoring it, unless you are in a dream? And to wake up out of this dream, what do you have to do? Except wake up. Waking up is the only thing you have to do. There's no amount of technique, no amount of penance, no amount of tapasya, no amount of meditation that is required before you can declare yourself as I am. I am. मैं हूँ. मैं हूँ ना. मैं हूँ ना. इसको कहने के लिए कुछ जरूरी नहीं है. You don't need anything. Only the way awake. Just wake up. And that is why that first part of this clarion call by Swami Vivekananda, awake, awake, wake up, wake up. और किसी की जरूरत नहीं है आपको इसके लिए. Not even a guru. You are your own guru. Just wake up. Just wake up. Just open your eyes and see, I am. And I know that I am. And that which I am is the experiencer of all the things that happen in my dream. Sometimes good dreams, sometimes bad dreams, sometimes difficult dreams, sometimes challenging, sometimes easy, sometimes beautiful, sometimes wonderful, sometimes terrible, sometimes sad, sometimes happy, sometimes hungry, sometimes full. All of that, coming and going, coming and going. But that I am, to which all of this is happening, is just always there, always present, 24/7, eternally now, always there. Nowhere to go, nothing to do, nowhere to look, nothing to find, nothing to search. So awake, just wake up. You are your guru. And once you wake up, what? Arise, arise. Wake up out of this stupor and start living. Start living, knowing who you are. Nothing needs to change. Nothing needs to change. Especially you don't need to change. You have been fed over and over and over and over by the schools, by the colleges, by the teachers, by the professors, and by this so-called spiritual industry that you need to change. You need to become better. You need to learn something more. And yes, to do certain things, you need to learn something. Okay, if you want to play an instrument, you need to sit down and practice. But to live as who you are, nothing needs to change. Right now, right here, and any now and any here, and every now and every here is good enough, is good enough, is wonderful enough. I know, is good enough, is good enough. Any now, any here, anywhere, every now, everywhere is good enough for you to live as who you are. Nothing needs to change. We have been conditioned and taught and taught and taught and programmed to think that something needs to change before you start living as who you are. That some circumstance needs to change, some frame of mind needs to change, some miraculous, I don't know what, some bells and whistles and angels blowing trumpets or something is supposed to happen. Then I will say, oh yes, I am now finally been declared as awake and I'm enlightened, and from now on I will live like this. No angels required, no trumpets required, no fireworks required, no miracle required, except to realize that this itself is a miracle. The I am is the miracle, and it is happening. It is happened, and it is all that's happening is the I am. Waking up to that miracle right now, anywhere. We think that we need to change circumstances, get into a better place, get into a better frame of mind, get into some more loving state, or some more exalted space, or some more deep understanding, or some deep whatever. And again, nothing wrong with any of that. You can go deeper, you can go higher, and you can be more loving. Nothing wrong with that. But we don't have to wait for that. We don't have to wait for that particular set of circumstances and stars to align and trumpets to blow before we say that from this moment on, I am, and I live as who I am. And that who I am can be expressed in any situation, in every situation, in any place, any time. In fact, every moment is nothing but an expression of the I am that I am. We are only expressing that. We are only expressing that. But we are asleep most of the time, most of us. So that is why awake, arise. And that last phrase is a little bit of a paradox. Stop not until the goal is reached. So when you actually awaken and you know there is nowhere to go, nothing to do, you are already that. So in the act and process of awakening itself, you are already there. So now what goal to be reached? What goal is there to be reached other than being who you are, living as who you are? So in a sense, we can say that there is no goal to be reached. And in another sense, that goal called living as who I really am, being awake to who I really am, no matter what the circumstance in my life, whether I find it myself at a deep experience in an ashram in a state of being surrounded by love and surrounded by people who are in surrenderfulness and in love, or you find yourself, pick your poison, in the most difficult or challenging of circumstances. No matter which of these two you are in, all you are is being who you are, and all you are is expressing that who you are, in that form, in that shape, in that place. So there's nothing to be changed or done. So starting to live like that. So one could say that how can I do that all the time? How can I always be in that remembrance of who I am, especially in the difficult times, especially in the challenging moments? How do I remember this? The whole It's so that can be, we can say that is a goal: awake, arise, and stop not till the goal is reached, which is that in every moment, in every situation, I have learned, I have unlearned rather, what I have been taught about who I am or who I thought I was. I've unlearned it, and I have learned to express who I am. So that, in that sense, yes, that stop not till the goal is reached. So it's a lifelong endeavor. Just like awakening is just a moment, waking up is just right now. You wake up and you're awake. That's it. Arising is a moment, but stop not till the goal is reached. The entire life, your entire um experience of life can become this journey of expressing yourself more and clearer in your words, in your thoughts, in your actions. And in a sense, knowing this, there is no meditation needed. But in another sense, this itself is the meditation. Life itself becomes the meditation. That is the deepest and highest meditation. Life itself being a meditation. No, and the beauty of this meditation called life is that it's available 24/7. If it's available in any situation, in any place, at any time, you're in meditation. In fact, karma, whatever karma, the doing, whatever is being done, whatever is happening becomes karma yoga, because you're now at every moment asking yourself the question, knowing who I am and the qualities of who I truly am, how do I express those qualities in this situation, in this moment, in this particular set of circumstances, with this particular set of people or persons, or even no one? So, awakening yourself to this question of how do I bring the qualities of that to this moment, to this situation, to this thought, to this word, to this person. How do I bring that to this? Then karma becomes karma yoga. And life becomes an adventure. Life becomes a miracle. You remember couple of weeks ago, I don't know if I shared this with you guys afterwards, but remember Abhijit from that farm in Boisar area? I think he owns a farm which grows chickus and mangoes. He was here once, and after he introduced himself and he shared with me that he is a plantation owner of chiku and mangoes, and I just casually said, just almost half as a joke, I said to him, अभिजीत जी तो फिर तो चिक्कू और मैंगो तो मुझे बहुत पसंद है, आपको यहाँ भेजना ही पड़ेगा. So he messaged me after this session, and we were trying to work things out how he can send all these chickus and mangoes to me. And he said, how many do you want? Like, he was thinking I'm going to order, like, I don't know, a truckload because that's the volume in which he is used to. But I'm said, "Mujhe, sirf mujhe chahiye." And then we finally concluded, it doesn't make sense to do this shipping and all that all the way from there just for a couple of dozen chickus and mangoes, and we just kind of left it at that. I said, don't worry, I'll just pick some up from the market since they are always available. So we left it at that. And a week later, I ended up visiting our ashram in Dehri. I'd gone actually just with a friend to see a farm and land and things like that, to see if we wanted to build something and all that. And it turned out it's only 20-25 minutes away from our Dehri ashram. So as we were about to turn around and come back to Mumbai, I said to my friend, I say, hey, why don't we just swing by Dehri? And ashram, he had never been to the ashram, so I said, oh, you'll love it, let's go. So we went there, and there's a class going on, and of course, and they invited me to speak a little bit, and I shared and I sang a couple of songs for this group of people who were going through the course. And guess who was teaching the class? Was Abhijit ji, the same person. He was leading that group. And and it was towards the end of the day and towards the end of the class, and so the everyone, the class ended, and we were sitting around in just before we were leaving, and he comes out of the room with a bunch full of chickus. He said, "It's such a miracle. I had the intention, I wanted to bring these to you somehow, and you had the intention, you want to have chickus from my farm." And he said, "It's just a miracle that you have just shown up, and I happen to be here. And it's even a bigger miracle that this is already the third day of the class, and we have been eating chickus for 3 days already, everyone eating as many chickus as they wanted, and still there are a handful of chickus, just as much as you wanted, left for you." So uh, I mean, small thing, nothing big deal, like a miracle, like going through a wall. I was hearing somebody speaking about a meeting uh, with Shirdi ke Sai Baba, where his guru asked him to go with him, and said, "We are going to go meet Sai Baba." And apparently, there's a room still today in Shirdi where he used to sleep. Um the ashram I was talking about is the Dehri ashram, called the SSY, Siddha Samadhi Yoga Ashram. It's near Murbad. And if you're in touch with us, you'll find out a lot more about the ashram. We will be going, not to that one, but we'll be going on a retreat on the 24th. So those dates are fixed, guys: 24, 25, 26, 27. The retreat will happen, and the venue to be determined, but it'll be somewhere near Mumbai. And so please start planning accordingly, the dates, and everyone is invited. 24, 5, 6, 7 of November. So uh, so yeah, so this person went to the place where Sai Baba used to sleep. Apparently used to sleep on a, like a jhula made of cloth, is still there. And but it was midnight and the place was locked. And uh, and he told his guru, "Hey, listen, it's midnight, this place is locked, we can't even go in, it's morning." And he said, "Just come with me." And they went to the room, and this, as he said, "I told you, look, the door is locked." And the guru said, "Just go through." And he did. And he went on the other side, and his guru is there on the other side waiting for him. And so there's a whole story. So these siddhis about walking through walls, I don't know, it sounds it sounds fantastic, but this is a dream, so anything can happen. So anyway, what I'm getting at is that these kind of miracles, and small miracles like chiku showing up on their own in your hands from the farm that you wanted them from, the small miracles like this continuously happen as you start to live as who you are. And but don't wait for these miracles. Every moment, no matter how ordinary it seems, is already a miracle. This is just like cherry on top kind of stuff for as far as miracles go. Okay, otherwise every moment, this moment right here, right now, you listening, thinking, feeling, seeing, is a miracle. Is a miracle. I mean, how much bigger miracle you want? This is a huge miracle right here, right now. You are experiencing this. We are used to it, so we forget. We are used to it, so we think, what's the big deal? Hey, I listen all the time. I go on Zoom calls and I hear people talk, and I hear and I listen and I think. And I've been doing that for 100, whatever, 50 years or whatever. So what's the big deal? And that's why it doesn't feel like a big deal, because it's always been happening. But it's a huge deal. It's a huge deal. Every moment of awareness, every moment of thought, every moment of feeling, every word, every situation, every person. Continuous stream of miracles. A continuous stream of miracles. There we have our title for today. A continuous stream of miracles. So, great. So, I'll take a pause there. Anyone wants to say anything, ask anything? Life is a continuous stream of miracles, or life hyphen a continuous stream of miracles. Yes, Komalji, boliye.
Sir, I wanted to know about the retreat you're talking about.
Yes.
Have we to walk a lot? Because
No, no,
I have a back pain, so I don't walk much.
no, that's okay. We will be
It's
doing
okay.
a little bit of walking here and there, but it's
Not
not a,
much.
it is not a prerequisite that you have to be able to
Okay.
walk a lot. It is not
Okay.
a
Okay.
prerequisite.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you'll be fine. So in fact, in fact, I think there is zero prerequisite.
Okay.
No prerequisite of any kind.
And what about the payments and all? How do we make?
Yeah, I will be sharing those details.
Okay.
The way it's covered is you know, we cover just the cost of staying there and the food and getting there and back, and that's the all you need.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
so,
you.
and we will give you details of that as soon as the venue is confirmed, and love to have everyone there.
Thank you, sir.
Great. हाँ कविता जी बोलिए. Awake, arise, and stop not till the goal is reached.
Hero who introduced me to Ramakrishna Paramhans.
Who? Vivekananda.
Mhm.
Swami Vivekananda.
Yeah.
Is
I
that
was
right?
totally in awe of him, yeah.
There you go. There
And
you go.
first I was living in Khal, so the mutt is there only, na.
Yes, yes.
So when I would come from work, instead of going to Khaj gym or something, I would always go there for the aarti. And the Sharda Ma's Mandir is beautiful. It's surrounded by a terrace all
Yes,
around.
yes,
Mm.
yes. Yeah, I've been there. As a kid. In fact, we had some events there. I forget. I was very
Vivekanand
small.
Youth Forum, maybe.
Maybe yeah, something like that. So I was only like fifth or sixth standard, and I remember memorizing one of Vivekananda's speeches, and all that. A lot of fun. So yes, yeah, yeah,
I
great.
had gone for Kali Puja also whole night this time, Diwali.
Acha,
Yeah,
wow.
very nice.
To
From
that,
9 p.m. to 5 a.m. But I went there around 10:30.
wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, we are free to engage in any and all of these activities.
Sir, I have a
Only
question.
all, yeah, good. All I say is engage in all of these activities and more, but don't think that you need to do that or get past that or achieve something before you start living as who you really are, which is divine consciousness itself in the form of this body. Don't stop for something else to happen before you start doing that. And when life is this kind of adventure, I seriously, you know, after life, do I want to be free from life and death? Like Komalji was saying, life is such an adventure. Life is such a joy. Life is so much love. Every moment of breath is a moment to overcome our things that stop us from love, and to experience love and to give love and feel love. So I'm not so convinced about freeing myself from this cycle of birth and death. मुझे तो ये बहुत पसंद है। ए जिंदगी गले लगा ले, हमने भी तेरे हर एक गम को गले से लगाया है। हाँ
चाहे
सोनल,
डायबिटीज हो जाए, शक्कर तो खानी है.
शक्कर खानी है। One second. Yeah, Sonal, what is your question? Go
Sir,
ahead.
what Kavita ji wrote in the chat also for coma patient. I had this question for neurological patients.
Yeah.
How can they be aware? Dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, these are all brain related. So their awareness, even if they are alive, they don't know that they are alive.
So
How
the
awareness point of view, I'm there, who am I? All these things don't go for patients neurological.
no, not
So
that
can you
way.
please explain?
Yeah. So the awareness that we are talking about is not about attention. It is not about conscious as in brain consciousness. We are talking about the awareness which is the source of all that there is. Awareness manifesting itself as Sonal. Awareness manifesting itself as Sonal who is conscious and speaking. Awareness manifesting itself as a coma patient, unable to speak or think or feel, but still only awareness. Without the source of all there is consciousness. It precedes brains, it precedes humanity, it precedes human life even. It precedes the earth itself. It's the first thing that appears in the universe, awareness. Without it, there is nothing. So, separate, what we are talking about is not this individual so-called attention and individual thinking. That's not awareness. That's not what we are talking about. We are talking about that from which, through which all that there is emerges, including the thoughts, including the attention, including the body, and including the body that is asleep, including the body that is completely, deeply asleep and is not in that sense aware, and in that sense is not even conscious in the narrow definition of the word. But that unconscious being is also part of the great dream, in which the great dream of awareness itself, in which all of this is happening. You're getting it?
Yes.
Guitar is a little out of tune. ऐ जिंदगी गले लगा ले, ऐ जिंदगी गले लगा ले, हमने भी तेरे हर एक गम को गले से लगाया है ना, ऐ जिंदगी गले लगा ले, ऐ जिंदगी गले लगा ले, हमने भी तेरे हर एक गम को गले से लगाया है ना। छोटा सा साया था, आंखों में आया था, हमने दो बूंदों से घर भर लिया, तेरा सहारा मिल गया है जिंदगी, ला 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 ला, तेरा सहारा मिल गया है जिंदगी, ऐ जिंदगी गले लगा ले, ऐ जिंदगी गले लगा ले, हमने भी तेरे हर एक गम को गले से लगाया है ना। या तेरे हर एक गम को, हर एक पल को गले से लगाना. And that is only possible when we realize that the experience doesn't matter. It is the experiencer which is all that there is. And whether the content of experience is this or that or the other is only just part of the story. And yes, we can write better and better stories, no problem. But the storyteller is where the fun is where the miracles are, is where the action is who you really are. That storyteller of your life is who you are. The story is just the story. Great. So wonderful. Anything else anyone would like to say, share, ask before we close for the day? हाँ दीपक, कैसे हो?
अच्छा हूँ सर, नमस्ते।
नमस्ते, बढ़िया. Purushottam ji, good. Okay, great. So, Anamika has left already, but please, we need to follow up on that playlist, the fundamental videos, so that people who are new, who join, now, can just hear these 2 or 3 videos on YouTube, which are the foundation videos, and kind of easier to understand what we are saying. Although I don't think it's even now, even without those videos, there's anything anyone cannot understand.
But please share those videos on the group, na?
Yeah, we will. Once they are compiled we are finding 3 videos. Purushottam ji, you please help Anamika.
So I can't still understand.
One sec. So Purushottam ji, please work with Anamika, because I think you are one of the people who is most familiar with all the videos. तो उसमें से 3 या 4 जो foundation videos कह सकते हैं, just pick those and we'll make a playlist and call them the foundation. हाँ कविता जी बोलिए.
आप बोलते हो meditation is not necessary.
Correct.
But all the saints, Buddha, everybody has only shown the paths through meditation. So
yes, but ultimately they go into, yes, in the beginning, yes, true. In the end, they all say that your life becomes your meditation. In the meantime, yeah, maybe you need to meditate. Okay.
And you are an initiator.
Yes, of course. Of course. And I do initiate people, because a lot of people, it's like, okay, you want to start at, ABC 1 2 3, kar lo, chalo, wahin se shuru kar lo. But it's not necessary. You already know all that there is to know. You are it. You are Brahman. So either you wake up to that, realize that. If you don't.
So what you are saying is Gyan Yoga. What I am saying is Raj Yoga. And then some people, social service, they like, but there are all 4 steps given for us, 4 paths. Gyan, Gyan, Raj Yoga, Bhakti, and Karma Yoga.
Karma Yoga, exactly.
So for everybody's personality, whatever it suits them.
नहीं, ऐसी बात नहीं है कविता जी. Ultimately, unless all of this converges and reflects in your life, it doesn't mean anything. Unless it becomes a direct known experience, no matter which way you come, no matter you took this road or that road or this other road, come home. Coming home is what matters. And the coming home, when you're home, when you discover I am home. Remember that song that we did on that day. What was it? I am a wanderer, you are the home. I live like a prisoner, you are the open door. Jai Gurudev, Jai Gurudev, Jai Gurudev, Jai Gurudev. I am the wanderer, you are the home. So coming home is important, not the way. Don't get stuck in the way. And when you come home, you will look back and say, कौन से रास्ते से आया, क्या फर्क पड़ा, घर तो आया. तो घर आना is this living, the living of the meditation, moment to moment, is that state of living in the home. Jivan mukta, living as a Jivan mukta. So that's why I say it doesn't matter meditation. Chalo karna hai kar lo, bhakti karna hai kar lo, bhajan karna hai kar lo, ये chanting करना है कर लो, सेवा करनी है कर लो. And I actively engage in all of those. I'm not saying don't do any of those, but come home, and when you come home, it doesn't matter how you came. हाँ पुरुषोत्तम जी.
ये मुझे आप जो बोल रहे हैं ना, ये जैसे गुरुजी ने, ऋषि प्रभाकर जी ने बोला कि
Everything is okay.
योगा
Right.
नहीं, योगा स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम समाधि.
Right.
तो सारे अष्टांग योग ने बोला कि ये यम नियम से शुरू करो और समाधि तक पहुंचो, और गुरुजी ने बोला समाधि से शुरू करो और ये सारों को इन्वॉल्व करो. वैसे
Exactly.
आपने ये बाकी जो कविता माँ बोल रहे हैं कि ये सारे 4 तरीके हैं,
Right.
तो ये आखिर में पहुंचते वही हैं.
पहुंचते
तो आप
वही हैं.
शुरुआत वहां से कर रहे हो और बाद में बोल रहे हो कि ये सारा करो.
Exactly. Start from there and go wherever you want.
Yes.
But if you just stay in the path, you're just wandering on the road. So this is what we call the direct path.
Yes.
Come home directly. Now go wherever you want. Always knowing you can return home in a moment. But घर ढूंढते ही घूमते रहोगे तो फिर भटक रहे हैं हम. And that is also okay.
Can I tell Purushottam ji something, or am I interfering in the song or time?
No. We are done actually. We have to close.
Next time. Okay.
But yeah, next time बात करेंगे और.
Okay.
So yeah, great.